It is Wednesday, May 18th, 4:21 p.m. I'm actually the north side, right by PNC Park. There's actually a really awesome fishing spot right down here. My buddy here, he's going to be out in a few minutes and come down and fish with me. And hopefully the weather will cooperate. It's been overcast. It did rain earlier. We're not supposed to get any rain until 7 o'clock. I don't think I'll be out that late. But yeah, we'll see what happens on the North Shore. My name's Jake Workmeister, and I love fishing. By the way, I've really been digging these hooks. Walmart sells them. They are little circle hooks, mosquito circle hooks, size number 2. These things have been great as a multi-species hook. Caught everything from bass, catfish, carp, bluegill. Just seem to work well and do what a circle hook should. They're strong enough for bigger fish too. I pulled in a 8-pound channel cat on one of these, so highly recommend. By the way, for those of you wondering, I will be getting I do have a windscreen coming in for that thing in the mail, so bear with me until that comes in. But yeah, this site is just very productive. That's Point State Park, where the fountain is. We are directly behind PNC Park, home of some team or something. And I will keep saying that until Bob Nutting sells.
Excuse me.
Let me just add too, microphones on these things. I watched all these bass fishermen last year with these similar setups, and always thought that they were overacting whenever they're trying to catch a fish. As it turns out, these GoPros on a chest mount just pick up every single ounce of your breathing and then make you sound like an asthmatic. I do not breathe like this. I'm much healthier than I sound on the GoPro, so. And I think the same could be said for most fishermen. So something to keep in mind. There's a way to dampen the well, obviously I could run it through the audio through post EQ. That's adding another layer to my workload that I just really have no interest in doing. So if there's another workaround, please let me know. Put a windscreen on the GoPro or something. Yeah, probably not. So deal with the sounds of my breathing. This is one of the coolest places on the Three Rivers. Hands down, this entire area is just awesome. You know what, I'm going to run the 3/0 circles right now. Just because I know there's some bigger fish in this area, for one. For two, I want to save the mosquito hooks for something else. One thing we'll notice right away, everything is going to blow to the left, closer to shore. Current's still strong enough for that, even with the added weight. The endless joys of river fishing. You'll notice there's a big tree out there. Should be about a 25-foot hole right around that area where the tree is. I'm trying to get into that. That was fast. Now, what makes this extra tricky, I got about a 5-foot drop off to the water. So it's gonna be careful netting. He's not too big, at least doesn't feel it. Nope, little channel. Let him wear himself out a bit. I'm getting a lot of them about this size this year. Let him wear himself out a bit. Friend of a friend pulled out a 27-pound channel cat. It's one of the biggest I've seen out of the river. Actually, for the species, that's pretty big. This is not one of them. I'd say about 4 pounds. But pretty fish. In their own way. On cement, I don't have a catch mat. Never really used them with carp. Those fish are so robust. I mean, you have to actively try to hurt them. And there's a greater possibility of them getting hurt from bashing their own head against the rocks whenever you're pulling them in. Okay, buddy. Good one. Probably about 2-3 pounds now that I'm feeling him. Be free. Sounded bigger than what he was. I don't have water access right now, so I'm really gonna smell like fish tonight. Just got here about 20 minutes ago. Caught one 3-pound catfish so far.
Oh, that's really good.
Gets busy down here.
Oh,
these are hooks?
These are hooks.
no, the fish.
Oh,
No, that's artificial.
those are lures. You can throw them in, and the fish, certain fish will go after them.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I'm using this right now. Basically like tortilla flour, corn tortilla flour, jello.
Yeah, usually we do that too.
Really nice.
Wow, you have like 3 of them.
Yeah, these are real big in Europe. They're called rod pods. You have to mail order them, but they're
Okay,
perfect
you know
for
I used to have them.
that? He
Yeah.
was living in Sweden.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to live in Sweden, so I did it, not a lot, but yeah.
They're real big on carp out there.
Yeah, exactly.
No one knows what they are, Ron. Well, they consider it like a trash fish, Ron. Like it's the best thing to fight because they're like
Exactly.
10 pounds plus, you know?
Right, right.
I have really zero idea.
I was in the border sea Sweden and Denmark.
Okay.
So there is a city called Malmo. I don't know if you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So I went there for a day to have this fishing and all this stuff.
Okay.
So that was really cool. And I had this one on that time. So I had to rent all the time. So I didn't have that. So we used to get like 10 pound, 15 pound. I saw.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
It's a fun fight too.
Right. Exactly.
So it gets busy here as well?
Really? What's that?
Like with the fish, it gets busy here as well?
Oh
There's a lot of
yeah.
it?
This is.
I think during the evening, right? I mean, it started getting more.
Usually around after 4 o'clock is when
Okay.
they started hitting.
Yeah.
Ducks are hunting too.
But it's good because like this is the end of the Allegheny River. There's
Oh,
a big,
yeah.
it's a very big cold water reservoir, like 150 miles that way. They release a lot of fish down here,
Oh, nice.
and everything from Lemon and Ohio seems to like coming up this way.
This way, yeah.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Yes.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Take care.
It's always active down here in the summer. You've got a lot of canoers. I don't catch all that many fishermen down here, to be honest. Usually at night, they're going for bass and walleye. Carp and catfish guys, not really. Which is a shame because this is one of the best spots in the city to do it, in my opinion. And you don't get much more city than this either. And I usually check my lines every about 40 minutes or so if I'm not getting any hits. Oftentimes in the river it means that you caught a log. The Eagle Claw reel right there, I do have the 3/0 on the right, 3/0 in the center, and then I have the size 2 circle on the left. Since that one's going deeper out into the hole and more possibilities for catching debris and all that fun stuff. Yeah, if I don't see anything in 40 minutes or so, I pull everything in, make sure everything's all right. And oftentimes, with the way the currents are and the way debris flows, you end up pulling in a log. And I'll do a extensive breakdown. Oh, nope. I'll do an extensive breakdown of why I love the GX2. And he's bigger. A little bit bigger than feels like another channel. They have a certain pulsing to them. Carp feel the same way in certain conditions depending on the angle, but usually a carp fights you when it's closer to the surface. Look at that. Oh. Yep, another little channel. Actually, he's smaller. But they hit hard, they fight hard. They eat a lot for their size, I presume. Okay. Once again, mosquito hook does just like its big brother, the 3/0 does. Gets him right in the corner of the mouth. It looks like the center one's gonna catch a stick. Little 1-pounder. These are actually good eating size. I wouldn't eat them out of the river this close to the city. Go up to probably Loch 9 or above. But you don't want to eat them much bigger than this. They get more contaminated, muddier tasting, and meat gets looser. But we're not eating you today, buddy. He's happy to hear it. Okay, and I caught a stick. I could see that much on the center. Let's stuck under there, but we'll let it be for the time being. And maybe not. So I'm already rebaiting. I might as well pull this one out. Oh, still going. Nah. Felt the weight and the dough ball fell off. But so far I've been doing what I want to do out here, catch more catfish. Now, if I can find the big brothers, that'll be something. Fun fact about catfish, they got those whiskers, as do carp. Whiskers act as a sensory organ that detects amino acids in the water. Oh, as I'm talking, did he take it? Didn't commit. Doesn't look it anyway. But yeah, they detect amino acids in the water. Now, with the catfish, it's not just the whiskers, it is the entire body. The entire skin is a sensory organ that does the same thing, which means they could really find your bait. If they're into it, they will track it back to the source. Now, the issue with that being, they also release a, I guess you could consider it like a distress pheromone whenever they start getting caught. Yep, he's on. Or nibbling. I'll give it another second. The problem is, if you start catching too many in the same area under a short period of time, all the rest of the catfish start getting wise that something's up. Why he's nibbling? I wonder if that's a... Hold on. I was wondering if that might be a carp. Should be coming right upon their time of activity. I have good luck with them around here around 4:30, 5 o'clock. What time did I say it was? I can't remember. I need to get a watch, since my phone is one of my primary cameras. Yeah, I'll have to look up the rate of growth for catfish. These are probably about a year old. I remember catching a few off the shore last summer, just with a little catch net. And I'll dig up the picture actually right here. Yes, indeed, that is a channel cat hatchling. Starts out about the size of a minnow. They could be about 30 pounds plus. And even at this size, the bones on their fins are actually quite sharp. They start out about the size of a minnow once they hatch. So my guess is the ones I've been pulling out the past couple days are the yearlings. I have to double check the rate of growth, but if they track like bass, I mean proportionately to what their potential would be, that sounds about right. Here's a sight you might see maybe once a day. That's a barge. Looks like it's going to be coming up the Allegheny. I mentioned it before when we were in Verona. It's a pretty uncommon sight. There's a scrapyard, I believe it's in New Kensington, Tarentum area. Probably about just a little less than 20 miles outside the city. You know, that looks an awful lot like the barge that did go through Verona. Probably the same ship, runs the same course day in and day out. Then we saw it over the horizon.
I understand you got to figure in the transportation and, good examples.
We got one coming.
Oh, right there, I thought you said you were pointing. I had a bite. It's like I didn't see it.
Well, we might. They like fighting when barges pass. So. While barges are common on the Monongahela and Ohio rivers, they're fairly rare on the Allegheny. It looked like this one was carrying scrap metal to a plant in New Kensington, right up the river by several miles. Trying to read the nameplate. Have the possibility of getting the post-barge bite too. Can't quite make that out with my eyes. Cod Welling, something like that. There we go. Corey Wayland. Have to remember that name.
What's her last name? I'll look it up. Starts with an S. So swummy, slippy, slappy, Swanson? Maybe it's on the briefcase. Look on the... Oh, yeah, it's right here. Samsonite. I was way off.
So my buddy Harry finally came down, escorted by an entourage of guys on Segways. Because that's the thing. Two channel cats in so far. No
Nice.
snags.
That's nicely done. Dig that.
Sunproof. Rain resistant.
Put it
External
down
light.
if you wanted.
Yeah, there we go.
You see that?
Yes, I did see that. The camera saw that too. This is Harry, everyone.
How's it going?
He's going to cause me to edit out all the swearing in the video.
You're the editor, not me. I didn't cause you to do anything. You need like a red light on your head or something that says rolling.
You know what? I got stickers coming in with my logo. They should have been in yesterday, but the post office. So I'm just going to slap one on each side of that. And people could check it out later at their own peril. A seat. That's ingenious.
This also doubles as a seat.
Yeah, right where that log is, right beyond it is about a 26-foot hole. So I've been casting there, getting thrown onto the outskirts, and so far that's where I've been finding.
I suppose that's the minnow trap.
Yes.
Any luck?
Nothing.
Welcome to the river.
Yep.
So that's where I got something on the to work.
Spinner. Bass are spawning. Been pulling a lot of smallies out by Lock 3.
Yeah.
It's at this point that I have to officially apologize to Harry, because on his third cast, he actually pulled in a decent-sized bass. Unfortunately, I must have hit the camera button one too many times. This led my shots to be out of sync, meaning that I was recording when I didn't want to be, and then turning it off when I wanted to be recording. So I got these wonderful action shots of me digging through bait and randomly sneezing. And don't forget about this wonderful action of me pulling up and rebaiting a minnow trap in an area where there are no minnow. And it became so insignificant to this video that this is the only mention of this trap you'll see. But don't worry, I'll turn on the record button once again, which actually deactivated the camera, unbeknownst to me, right when Harry was about to catch his first catch of the day on his third cast. A pretty big bass. And since I had so much confidence in my GoPro skills, I failed to turn the second camera around to get a load of the action. But you could hear what's going on.
Have to make that happen again.
Little smallmouth. What a spinner. I was getting sick and tired of the river situation. I was out in Sharpsburg right after all that rain.
Yeah.
You know that,
You lost $40 worth of lures, right?
no.
That's what Dave said. That place last time I went down there, I lost $40 worth of lures in 10 casts.
That sounds about right. That's why, dude,
He was hot, dude. It was funny.
I don't blame him. It's nothing but a rock zone.
That's all it is.
Especially with braided line, you're done.
You know what I'll tell you right now? Get on there with a snorkel and some fins, you'll come up with $5,000-$6,000 worth of gear.
Talk about going down scuba diving for lost lures in Sharpsburg, since the bed is nothing but rocks. And most of us guys out here use nothing but braid now. It's a recipe for disaster. Except the first lure I ever lost down there was a topwater plopper, and it was just my braid finally failed. Flung it out, and it kept going. I spent probably a good 40 minutes trying to fish it out of the middle of the river, to no avail.
I've done that.
And when you lose a line, you get just that much more out of the cast.
Yeah, right.
So yeah,
My experience, a spool that has less line on it casts better. It really does. For some reason, it seems like anytime you overfill a spool, it's nothing but headaches. Not overfilling it, but filling it to capacity.
Yes.
Always, I like leaving them about 50 yards short.
Yeah,
honestly.
well,
You're not casting 250 yards anyway, you know what I mean?
I fill it to capacity, then let nature take its course, and it will.
Something like that.
But yeah, if anyone has some scuba gear we could borrow, go lure fishing.
Actually, yeah.
We'll split the profits with you.
You get caught scuba diving without a license, I heard you're in trouble. I don't know how that works.
Oh, really? They have a license for everything now, don't they?
I suppose. Certified at least.
Have to ask the river rescue guys. Maybe if we toss them a 10, be like, yo,
Yeah,
here are the lures we are looking for. If you could identify them, bring them to the surface for us. We'll even change out the split shots and treble hooks. 2 in. That's you find the anorexic brother.
Yeah, right. Off, I know that much.
Spinner seems to be working down here.
Oh, you shouldn't have did that.
Harry likes to sweet talk the fish. Oop. It's not a full commitment. Not yet. It's packing. That's a carp. That were a, that's either a carp or a stick. Fishing is very binary like this. And for the record, it most certainly was not a carp. So daylight went and the rains came. And they got pretty fierce. So fierce that the rainwater was starting to soak right through my jeans and shirt. That time, it's time to pull out the poncho. Start soaking through the t-shirt. It's time to whip out the poncho. I'm now officially the Gorman's fisherman. Better. Well, sort of. It was getting colder and rainier, and the bite just was lousy, so we finally just called it a day. Pittsburgh. Just about as rainy as London. Not quite as cold. Guess you could also call us Seattle East. Nothing wrong with a little rain though. It's pretty down here. A lot of areas to walk, check out the river. This is generally a pretty deep spot over here, so sometimes it produces better than others. Harry's hiding underneath the bridge. I just packed everything up. It's river rescue right here. But yeah, I think I'm done for the day. My girlfriend's gigging across the river. It's a nicer upscale place, so of course I'm gonna go in there, crashing it, smelling like fish. Nothing says I love you like catfish slime. True story. And current depth here is, what is that, about 12 feet currently. Yes, we'll go all the way up to 27 at times. You should see this area is all closed off in the wintertime, but actually with that rainstorm from a few weeks ago, this whole area was all underwater. Yeah, that's a wrap for today. Man, I am soaked. A lot of fun whenever it rains like that, up to a certain point, but 64 degrees with chilly rain, yeah, could hang for a few hours. Well, did about 3.5, so. Harry caught 2 bass, smallmouth, juveniles, but hey, fish is a fish. And I caught 2 average size channel cats for the river. Yeah, we're heading out somewhere pretty fantastic if the weather cooperates with us tomorrow, which I think it will. We'll find out. So till next time, keep on fishing. If you like what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe to the channel and share with your friends.